I regret voting for Trump. I didn't think I was going to actually say this out loud. I regret voting for Trump. I didn't think I was going to actually say this out loud so fast too, right? But I voted for Trump and I regret it. So many people are losing their jobs. So many of my friends. I just lost my job too.
I think one of the craziest trends on this app has been seeing Black Americans who think Hispanics like me and immigrants who voted for Trump are regretting our vote because there's deportations. And they mention Miami so much in South Florida, Latinos in the Cuban community. I'm Colombian, by the way, and I live in Miami. We're not regretting our vote.
I worked in this experimental department called Folding Hard Taco Shells in Zero Gravity Space, and I was the head of lettuce compliance. And we were making so much progress. And they just cut our budget. They cut the whole thing. Please share this with your friends. We have to stop this orange man.
I regret voting for Trump. You guys told me I would, and here we are, just barely over a month after he was sworn in, and I have so many reasons, so many disappointments, and I've lost so many rights as a woman already.
Many immigrants who voted for Donald Trump in previous elections now express regret, reflecting on the complex reality that their hopes and expectations were not realized. For some, the initial appeal of Trump's promises, such as strengthening the economy, creating jobs, and enhancing national security, resonated strongly. They believed that their vote would help secure a better future for themselves and their families in the United States. However, over time, various policies and actions that unfolded under the Trump administration complicated these aspirations. A major reason for regret stems from the harsh immigration policies and rhetoric that characterized much of Trump's tenure. The administration's tough stance on immigration, including family separations, heightened border enforcement, and restrictive asylum rules, led many immigrants to feel targeted and marginalized. Instead of feeling welcomed by their adopted country, some felt alienated and unsafe, concerned about the growing hostility toward immigrant communities. This experience contrasted sharply with the more hopeful, inclusive image of America many had envisioned when they first arrived. Economic factors also played a role. While the economy initially improved in certain sectors, other areas struggled, and many immigrants found themselves navigating a more uncertain financial landscape. Job competition, rising costs of living, and changes in labor policies affected some immigrant workers negatively. For those who supported Trump based on economic promises, the results did not always meet expectations, leading to a reassessment of their choice.
I think a lot of you guys that voted for Trump and are now regretting it or changed their minds, whatever, a lot of y'all keep defending him because you would much rather act like you didn't do anything wrong instead of owning up to it and saying, you know what, I made a mistake, I messed up, I wasn't doing my research, or I was lied to, I felt blinded, whatever it is. Instead of coming on here and saying that, you would much rather keep defending this man because it's what's gonna make you feel less guilty. It's gonna make you feel like what you're standing up for is the right thing, when in reality you know that it's not, and you know that you messed up, but you'd rather just continue like nothing is going on because you'd rather turn a blind eye to what's going on rather than have to own up to your shit and say, I made a mistake.
I regret voting for Trump. You guys told me I would, and here we are, just barely over a month after he was sworn in, and I have so many reasons, so many disappointments, and I've lost so many rights as a woman already. So I guess I'll just start listing the reasons why. So many rights gone as a woman. Starting with did I lose rights? I thought I did. See, I was told so many times by the left that I lost all of my rights because I'm a woman. So I thought for sure I did, but now that I'm trying to come up with a list, it's just not coming to the tip of my tongue here. I don't know. Maybe we'll try again after I do some research.
Because y'all's pride is up here. It's full. Let go of that pride. Let go of the ego. And just admit that you made a mistake. And that's fine. People make mistakes. We're not perfect. I don't think that everybody who voted for Trump is a bad person. I think a lot of people either didn't have the right information. They were ignorant. They were blinded. They, their belief, whatever. I don't think every person who's voted for Trump is a bad person. I just don't. I don't see everything black and white. Like, I don't just see like, oh, it's either this or that. No, I think there's like in between. The world is a complex place to be in, and we're humans. We're bound to make mistakes. Shit happens. But it's more of like when you know that there's something that's going on and that's not okay, and you decide to just keep quiet, I think that's cowardly. I think you should be able to come and say, you know what, I fucked up and I'm sorry, and just try to be a better person. So if that's you and you used to support Trump or his ways, and now you're scared to come on here and say, oops, let me tell you, it takes a lot of courage. It does. And I would respect somebody that does that so much more than somebody who stands by what they believe in just for the F of it, just because that's what they believed in at some point and they are not willing to change.
Additionally, some immigrants regret their vote because of the broader social and political climate. Trump's presidency was marked by deep divisions, racial tensions, and contentious political discourse. Many immigrants experienced or witnessed an increase in discriminatory attitudes and incidents, which fostered fear and discomfort. The sense that their communities were under attack or dismissed by policymakers created a profound sense of disillusionment. For others, the regret is linked to recognizing deeper values beyond the initial campaign promises. They came to see that leadership requires empathy, unity, and respect for diversity, qualities they felt were lacking. This realization prompted some to reconsider their political alignments and seek leaders who better represent their experiences and hopes. In summary, the regret some immigrants feel about voting for Trump is rooted in unmet expectations, harsh immigration policies, economic challenges, social division, and a desire for inclusive leadership. Their reflections offer important insights into the complexities of immigrant political engagement and the high stakes involved in shaping their new lives in America.
I think one of the craziest trends on this app has been seeing Black Americans who think that Hispanics like me and immigrants who voted for Trump are regretting our vote because there's deportations. And they mention Miami so much in South Florida, Latinos in the Cuban community. I'm Colombian, by the way, and I live in Miami. We're not regretting our vote. Like, no one that I talk to, not my family, not my friends, like, we're very excited about what's going on, actually. If you're illegal in this country and you cross the border illegally, that is a federal crime. If you choose to stay here without papers or illegally, that is a federal crime. If you're undocumented because you waited for your visa to expire, that is a civil violation. We're not regretting our vote. I know I've seen the comments. Most of you are saying that Hispanics only, Latinos only voted for Trump because they're racist and they hate us. No. A lot of us, we don't think about you at all. We don't think, oh, we hate African Americans, so we're going to vote for Trump. First of all, we don't share the same culture and we don't share the same race. And a lot of us come from countries where what we have seen there, we're starting to see here, and we don't want that shit to happen here. It has nothing to do with you. Like, you're not the main character in our world. Like, we don't think about you at all, actually, except when you come to our beaches and try to destroy them. Then that's a different story. But yeah, we're not regretting our vote at all.
I want you guys to listen to this Trump supporter that voted for Donald Trump, and now he's bitching and crying because Donald Trump took funding from SNAP benefits. This is a must watch.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there. Now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay, I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more.
To go through something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation.
In 2025, a growing sense of electoral remorse is taking hold among some immigrants who had voted for Donald Trump. At first, many supported him for his strong promises on the economy and immigration. According to a Vox article, historically Democratic voters, particularly Black, Latino, and younger voters, made that choice out of frustration with rising costs of living, hoping for a credible alternative. But that support quickly turned into regret. In Philadelphia, a Black mother lamented, "When Trump was in power, we were doing fine. Since then, everything has collapsed." In California, several Latinos interviewed initially approved of his tough talk on immigration, but ICE raids in schools and workplaces soon made them admit that it went too far.
Did you know that there's a really strange reason why so many first-generation Chinese immigrants love Trump? And what's really interesting is that Trump's policies aren't exactly pro-Chinese or pro-Chinese immigrants. And yet it was obvious on platforms like WeChat during the 2016 election that Trump was a favorite. And some will even estimate that there's 3 Trump supporters for every Hillary supporter back then. And it's not hard to find a distant cousin or uncle who really loves Trump. In fact, I even had a couple of them in my extended family. And when it came down to it, there's a couple main reasons why Chinese immigrants love Trump. And one of the main reasons was affirmative action, which many Chinese immigrants felt was unfair. You have to remember that many of these individuals came to the United States solely to give their kids a fair chance at college. And some felt that their kids couldn't get into the college that they deserve simply because of their race. In addition to this, some of these Chinese immigrants also supported Trump for his policies on paying less taxes. And again, many of these individuals felt like this policy would benefit them as well as their kids. Basically, many of these Chinese immigrants supported Trump simply because of his policies, which can affect their personal lives. And for many of these Chinese immigrants, whoever made their kids' lives a little bit easier was the candidate that they wanted to vote for.
I regret voting for Trump. I didn't think I was going to actually say this out loud so fast too, right? But I voted for Trump and I regret it. So many people are losing their jobs. So many of my friends. I just lost my job too.
I think one of the craziest trends on this app has been seeing Black Americans who think that Hispanics like me and immigrants who voted for Trump are regretting our vote because there's deportations. And they mention Miami so much in South Florida. Latinos in the Cuban community. I'm Colombian, by the way, and I live in Miami. We're not regretting our vote.
I worked in this experimental department called Folding Hard Taco Shells in Zero Gravity Space, and I was the head of lettuce compliance. And we were making so much progress. And they just cut our budget. They cut the whole thing. Please share this with your friends. We have to stop this orange man.
I regret voting.